Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to L Does Boxing. Back with another live stream. You know what I'm saying? We're going to recap the month of November, the boxing month of November. You know what I'm saying? Salute to everybody coming through the building. You know what I'm saying? Had a decent month. I want to talk about it, recap it. Some stuff we probably forgot, but I want to break it to the light. You know what I'm saying? Once again, as you come through the building, hit the like button, you know what I'm saying? Drop a comment. I appreciate it, much appreciated. Join into the conversation, ask any question, pick my brain, whatever you got to do. It's all good, you know what I'm saying? If you feel like you want to get on, you want to talk this boxing with me, you know what I'm saying? I don't mind dropping the link. It's all good. But I'm going to get into this recap real quick. So, I want to touch on this fight right here, Stanionis versus Deloach. This is like one of the first fights this month. It was a PBC card on FS1. Stanionis is a strong welterweight. You know what I'm saying? He looked good in that fight. You know what I'm saying? He was trained with Freddie Roach. You know what I'm saying? Last minute type thing. And you know, he looked good. He looked strong. He was consistent with his work. You know what I'm saying? And he broke down Deloach and stopped him late. So, you know, I know a lot of people haven't heard of him, but he was a Olympian, you know what I'm saying, Lithuanian. And he fight kind of similar to Mean Machine. You know what I'm saying? He just a little bit, you know, I don't know. They got similarities with their jab and their aggressiveness, but it's another new face in the welterweight division. You know what I'm saying? He's probably on the prospect level, crossing over to a contender. So he need a couple of more fights to see where he stands, you know what I'm saying, in the welterweight division. But that was a good performance. Cordell Booker fought on that card, 154 pounds. He's the prospect. He was coming off an Achilles injury. You know what I'm saying? Young man coming off an Achilles injury. And you can tell that that hurt him in the fight. He wasn't as mobile, you know what I'm saying, as he was. He fought Sonny Dervison. And funny thing about Dervison, he's going to fight Brandon Adams this Thursday, late replacement, because Brandon Adams' opponent had to pull out with sickness. Sergey Bogachuk, 18-0, 18 KO. So he gonna step in. And Dervison gave Cordell Booker a tough ass fight. He hurt him bad in the 7th round. And you know, he was boxing his way. He was good. You know what I'm saying? Tall, aggressive guy, rangy. You know what I'm saying? He gave Truck Simpson a tough fight too. So I mean, this guy Dervison, man, he's like upset special, man. He bound to get one. You know what I'm saying? MMA champ was good. How was that Dubois pick? Appreciate that Dubois pick. Appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? As you come through the building, if I remember your pick last week, I gotta holler at you about that. So yeah. So this guy Staniotis though, he can fight though. So it should be more to come, man. Hope PBC keep him active, you know what I'm saying? All right. So another card, you know, this was November the 6th. It was you had some flyweights fight. This for the vacant WBO title. Nakatani versus what my man name? Jamel, you know what I'm saying? The Filipino cat. Nakatani, you know what I'm saying? He's a tall softball man. He beat him down. Stopped him late. You know what I'm saying? It was a nice performance. This fight was at 112 pounds. They fought for the vacant WO title, left vacant by Tanaka. So Nakatani, you know what I'm saying? He put on a good performance. So I just want to make sure I salute him for that. That was like a low key fight. All right, moving on. November the 7th. So Luis Ortiz came back. It was an all heavyweight fight. Luis Ortiz came back for Alexander Flores. You know, that fight, you know, it looked kind of fishy the way the ending was. He landed like a body shot or like he hit him with his forearm, and my man went down. And they held up his purse, Alexander Flores. I think he was about to make 800 grand. I mean, 80 grand. I'm sorry. And California held up his purse, but I guess they reviewed it and they gave him his money. So I guess he wasn't faking, or I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But Ortiz looked strong. You know, he was only in there for 45 seconds, so it's not really much to take from that. I was hoping he can get back in the ring as quick as possible. You know what I'm saying? Because he really didn't get no work, but we'll see. Frank Sanchez fought Brian Howard. You know, he stopped him. I mean, Sanchez, he proved that he can be a good boxer when he fought Dueco. I like him better like that as a boxer puncher. This fight with Howard, he was aggressive and he got his man, but he didn't really look good doing it. You feel me? So, I mean, he get the victory. You know what I'm saying? Props to him. He might fight on Canelo's undercard on the zone because I know he advised by Al Heyman PBC, but his manager also is Eddie Reynoso. So he might fight on the Canelo undercard December 19th. So stay tuned for that. Michael Coffey versus Joya Bell. That was another kind of freaky ending. You know what I'm saying? Looked like Joya Bell threw a punch and hurt his left bicep or something like that. But then Coffey landed a body shot and dropped him, and then it just ended crazy. So, you know, hopefully those guys can stay in some shape and get right back in there because, it's a new year, so they're gonna have to fill out their calendar, you know what I'm saying, Fox and Showtime. So we'll see if those guys can get right back in the ring. All right. Stand on November the 7th. Devin Haney versus Gamboa. I mean, it was a shutout performance by Haney. Nothing that I didn't expect. You know what I'm saying? Coming off a layoff and an injury, surgery. So, he looked good in that fight. You know what I'm saying? He looked good in that fight. If you take away all the semantics and all the hype and all the fanboy stuff and all that shit, and you just sit back and look at the performance, he dominated. You know what I'm saying? Didn't lose no rounds. Only thing I wanted to see him is use that right hand a little bit more. But I see he was shooting it short and he was doing a short uppercut. He wasn't looping it like he did the knockout when he knocked out my man, that big highlight knockout. He wasn't doing it like that. So you can tell he was still easing his way back, but he dominated this fight. Then you had Zhilei Zhang, heavyweight from China. I mean, he stopped Vargas, you know what I'm saying? Easy work. Maddie got the, you know what I'm saying? All the A side won this fight. So, you know what I'm saying? Really wasn't much to see. Philip Herkovic looked good. The referee stopped the fight a little bit early because Booker won't go nowhere. He probably would take Herkovic to the 10-round limit. But, Herkovic is a big puncher. You don't want to be taking a lot of punches. So I understand the stoppage. So, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So that was November the 7th. The following week, November 14th, you basically had a female world championship event in the UK. You know what I'm saying? The Zone. This is a decent fight. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people don't follow women's boxing, but this is pretty big for the sport to have this. It's not a lot of female it's not a lot of female fighters on these cards as is, unless you look at the Eddie Hearn. You know what I'm saying? He's the only one really more consistent. Top rank only have Michaela Mayer, and Carissa Shields is like basically without a network right now. She was active on Showtime, but she kind of dormant right now. Renee Bachon, what's good? Salute. So this was kind of trailblazing, in the aspect that it was 3 world title fights, you know what I'm saying, headlined by Katie Taylor. She dominated, you know what I'm saying. This was her mandatory, Marianne Gutierrez in the WBA. I mean, Taylor started fast. She came right to her. and she damn near got her up out of there early. And then she dropped her later on in the fight, like the third round, and she just basically dominated. Katie Taylor is a beast. You know what I'm saying? She's nice. They got her pound for pound number one, which I can't really argue with it because if you really break down what she's doing, it's it's kind of hard to overcome that. Honestly, I know we got Carissa Shields and stuff like that. She's doing a lot of good stuff, and I can't knock that. I just think Katie Taylor's resume and the way she's doing it is just a little bit, tad bit better. Not like too crazy, but a tad bit better. But I still think Carissa's the best fighter though. And then you had Terry Harper versus Standers, and Terry Harper looked good. This is a bounce back fight for her because she had a draw with Natasha Jonas, and a lot of people was writing off Natasha Jonas because she had a upset knockout loss a couple years ago. But Tasha Jones fought real well in this fight with Harper. You know what I'm saying? It was in the bubble. I think it was in August. And a lot of critics was talking bad about Harper that she can't find the inside. So she boxed real well against Standers, who really didn't have a plan B. She was just coming forward and she really couldn't do nothing. And Harper, you know what I'm saying, she broke her hand early in that fight and she kept throwing it and she stopped Standers in the ninth round. Another kind of funny style referee stoppage, but hey, I Thanos wasn't in a position to win that fight anyway, so it is what it is. Rachel Ball, she won a WBC interim title at 122. She fought a champion, Graniti. She's a champion in the IBF at 115, but she couldn't make weight. It was a short notice opponent. Graniti boxed well though, so And then Farouk got a victory in a mild upset. Jack Cullen beat John Dockery. Dockery was the prospect, highly touted prospect, and then Whitaker Hart, he beat Springer. So you know what I'm saying? Not bad, not bad. So moving on to this card, November 14th, Bud versus Kell Brook, Franco Maloney, then the prospects. I'm gonna talk about the prospects. Duke Reagan got another victory. Tyler Howard, he got a victory. You know what I'm saying? He looked okay. And then Malatella, he looked real good. Knockout victory. Elvis Rodriguez wasn't on this card because his opponent fell out. This is an old poster, but he should be back pretty soon. But Joshua Greer, I mean, he fought on this card, man. He didn't, to me, he didn't look, it like he's digressing as a fighter. He caught in between styles. Like, he's not a big puncher as he a lot of people was thinking he was going to be because he had the gimmick with the pillow and whatnot. He was getting some knockout victories, but the power really not there. This fight, he fought the guy, and they was like fighting toe to toe. You know what I'm saying? It really, to me, I thought he could have boxed a little bit better and then fight when he wanted to fight, but the guy was making him fight. This fight it could have went either way. They scored it a draw, but that's like a loss for Joshua Greer Jr. You know what I'm saying? That's like a loss because he's the one with he politically connected with the promotional company. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I missed the Greer fight. How he do? He looked average. He looked like he digressed in that fight. The guy, you probably can say the other guy won, Rodriguez. He really didn't do well. Shakur Stevenson was training him, I guess. It was the lead guy. I mean, I don't think that did nothing for him, honestly. Maybe Greer a little bit too precautious. I don't know, man. He digressed to me. Yeah, it was a draw. It could have went the other way though. Like if you can go back and score that or watch that fight, you'll have a good claim to give it to the other guy, honestly. So yeah. So going to the co-main event, Franco versus Maloney now, highly controversial ending with this right here. Maloney started off real nice. He started off fast in this fight. I mean, the way he was looking, looked like he was going to probably stop Franco late or he was going to get his title back or whatever. But, it was a controversy whether, Franco, he had an eye injury. Was it a headbutt? Was it a jab? Was it whatever? You know what I'm saying? And then just waiting over 30-some minutes to figure out what they're going to do. So the referee ruled there was a headbutt. So Franco keeps his title. So now it builds up for the third fight, I think. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of controversy in that fight. While Franco versus Maloney. Maloney was he was doing good. He got to a good start. Yeah, I thought he was gonna win too, but we had to see how that was gonna play out. I know that injury was gonna do something, going to affect him. But yeah, I mean, with the controversy, they can sell a third fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing talks that they was going they want to put this on the co-main for Teofimo against Cambosis in Australia. That's good. You know what I'm saying? That'd be a good co-main, or maybe they can either do the main event in Australia by itself because it got so much hype behind it. Or maybe Franco go a different direction. He is signed with MTK, and MTK been moving kind of slick lately with Tyson Fury and Jojo Diaz and stuff like that. So they can go a lot of different ways. Main man, what's good, bro? Salute. That Maloney fight got me questioning instant replay. Yeah, me too. I felt like they did a disservice. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see the head, but I guess it was one. I thought it was a jab. I like Maloney's style, man. He very active and smart. Yeah, he's good. He bounced back. You can tell he wanted that fight. You know what I'm saying? You can tell he wanted that fight. So we'll see, man, what Franco do, because Franco also can fight in Cajas. You know what I'm saying? Chocolatito, he was supposed to fight Estrada next year for unification, but WC or the Sun Rama side as is mandatory for Estrada, so they're gonna run that back. So that leave Chocolatito without a dance partner. I mean, Joshua Franco, you know what I'm saying? MTK, they can make some moves. They've been making moves, man. I'm telling you. So I won't be surprised if Franco go another route before he fight Maloney 3. I think Maloney 3 is a natural fight that's already built up. And if you put that on the Teofimo Cambosis undercard, then you got a sellable event, especially in Australia. You feel me? Now to the main event, which is probably one of the biggest stories before and since Bud Crawford against Kell Brook. You know, it's a lot of um opinions about this fight. Is Kell Brook wash? Is Bud ain't fighting nobody? Whatever, this, that, and the third. You know, some people say this is a good fight for him. Then after he won, they say it's a bad fight. Whatever. It is what it is. But if you look at the facts, coming into the fight, everybody was believing everything Brook was saying. I'm in the best shape. I'm in this shape. Blah 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 blah. So it wasn't no excuses. So and the fighters looked at each other and said it was gonna be no excuses. So it really don't matter what we think. So to me, all credit for Bud. He started off slow. You know what I'm saying? I thought Kell Brook's jab was effective. It wasn't like he was dominating the round, but he was winning the technical battle with the jab. He was just a tad bit quicker with the jab and whatnot. The third round, it was another close little round, but then when Bud switched to southpaw, that was it. The fight was over basically. And then the fourth round, we all seen that. So, to me, it's all credit. Justin Trouble was good. Was good. I mean, you got people betting. You got people betting on against Bud because the odds was crazy. So my thing is, if if I was betting, I wouldn't bet on Brook. I would have bet on a round, like the knockout round for Bud. Like that makes more sense to me than betting against Bud. Just bet the round he gonna knock the guy out in. Because I thought he was gonna probably I thought this was going to the decision, honestly. I didn't see him stopping Kell Brook. And if he was, I would say late. But he stopped him in the fourth round. So I imagine the odds on that. So, it's still a big story about Bud, and then the aftermath with what happened with Top Rank and Bob Arum saying what he said, and he losing money. So it's a little contentious there, and that's gonna be the storyline. And plus, we got Spence Fight Week, so we can always talk about that on every platform. Everybody got their different opinions, but the fact of the matter is, Bud put on. Like you can't say nothing. You know how like we do these resumes, you can't knock it. Like we're soon to forget that they said that I heard people saying that Bud, I never seen Bud talk this much trash and blah. But I remember the Hank Lundy build up though. You know what I'm saying? So when they say that, I remember Hank Lundy, and I'm like, okay, I see what Bud did to him. He started off that fight slow too, and got him up out of there. I mean, I don't know. It depends who you like. It's about who you like, who you rocking with, and how how your tone versus whoever you're talking to, how that gonna play out. So if you rock with Bud, you're gonna favor it. If you rock with Spence, you're gonna favor it. You're gonna favor him. You're gonna lead towards that. If you down the middle, you can go both ways. So we still talking about Bud Crawford, man. He fought what 2 weeks ago. Still gonna talk about it. But yeah. He said in the build up, I was saying Brooke wasn't going to be as competitive as many thought. Yeah, they wanted Bud to lose. It was all good. 7 round, okay. That's a decent predict. That's a good prediction. I'm neutral. Tom Mateo, what's good? Now you don't have to troll over here, man. You can just talk boxing, bro. It's all good. Nah, you good, bro. We chilling on that. All right, we're moving to the next. We're moving to the next. All right, so another card, underrated. This is November the 19th. O'Shaquie Foster versus Miguel Roman, and then Ramirez versus Pena. So I love these cards right here. This is a new series that they started on NBC, Rain City Boxing. They had this outside at the Wild Card Gym. Pretty nice setup. You know what I'm saying? The way they had it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they still talking about it, man. Still talking about it. But they had a little controversy with Mickey Roman's gloves. He had Reyes gloves. They sent to the commission and didn't have no padding. O'Shaquie Foster's coach, you know what I'm saying, found it out, inspected them, and they had to change it up. You know what I'm saying? So, that's just, to me, I think that's gonna be the new norm. Like, whether you believe what Wilder said or not, that's gonna be a new norm. We seen Povetkin, you know what I'm saying, kind of like his team protest the gloves of Dylan White before their fight. And then you see it here. So I think people are gonna be more aware. And that's all. It just bring awareness, you know what I'm saying? But Foster put on a damn good performance. He had bookend knockdowns, you know what I'm saying? The first round he dropped him. He dropped Mickey Roman. And I think that stunned him. Mickey Roman thought this man was gonna run. But Shaq sat in the pocket and boxed him. Just boxed him. It was a perfect performance. He just boxed him. He probably lost like one round, maybe the fifth round. So when he let Roman and kind of steal the play in the inside, but he boxed well. You know what I'm saying? And then he dropped him in the ninth round and stopped him in the ninth round. So good performance by O'Shaquie Foster. This was 130 pounds. He's a WBC silver titleist. You know what I'm saying? He had that belt for damn near 2 or 3 years. So he should be in that, getting into some business at 130. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. I know WBC ordered. They posted a tournament to see who was gonna be the mandatory for Betchet, but I guess I don't know. So Shaq is a silver champion. So all the silver champions that I can remember, they got their title fight. They got a title fight. You know what I'm saying? He's the only one that been silver for a minute and haven't got it. So we'll see. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. What's up, JC? What's good, bro? What's good? And then the Ramirez Zepeda fight. Zepeda, he looked good, man. Strong southpaw. He's with Golden Boy. He stopped Ramirez like the 5th or 6th round, something like that. Broke him down. So that's 135 pounds too. And he got basically all knockouts. I believe he's like 21 or 22 and with 20 knockouts, something like that. He got a nice he's 22-0 with 20 knockouts or something like that. So, you know what I'm saying? Good knockout ratio. I want to see him and see what top rank can, see what Golden Boy can do for him. Because Zepeda, he nice. He nice. Strong, aggressive kid. Yeah. Yeah, it was some good fights. You're right, JC. Good fights. All right, moving on. All right, so the zone card. This was November 21st. So this is pretty recent. And I don't know if y'all remember these cards, but they're pretty recent. Conor Ben versus Sebastian Formella. You know what I'm saying? This fight right here, going into this fight, I picked Formella because I thought he would be able to outbox Ben. And this off his experience alone in the Sean Porter fight. I thought he was doing well in the Sean Porter fight, but he was losing all the rounds, so that makes sense. His jab was okay in that fight. But Ben, he proved that he's better than what I expected. He's been working on his game. You know what I'm saying? Because what I seen of him, I didn't see this before. He was slick. He was fast. He was sharp on his counters. He had a good jab. He was aggressive. He was quicker. He was better than Formella in every department, and he won a wide decision, and that put him in line. That's he won a WBA little title or whatnot, so he get moved up in the rankings. But now we can start talking about Conor Ben as a welterweight prospect. Just like I know he's not on the level as Boots and um and Virgil Ortiz, but he's right there with Stanonis, and he called out Josh Kelly at the end of the fight, which is a big fight. I mean, it's like a big fight over here, but domestically over there, if they can get some fans, that's a good fight. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he got yeah, yeah, he got whooped. And you can say that's what I'm saying. You know how like we do these triangle theories and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You can say Ben beat for Melville and Porter. If you really look at the fight, Porter was working on stuff. They're like a sparring match. Porter was working on stuff. You know what I'm saying? He was boxing, using footwork, he was setting up angles. You can tell he was working on something. Ben tried to get this dude up out of there. Like he won't playing with him. And he dominated just like Porter did. So but are we gonna say we're gonna say Ben can beat Porter? You know what I'm saying? So that's it's all about matchups. Yeah, he do got a good chin though. Yeah, I agree with that. I hope he don't just turn out to be a journeyman. I think he gonna go back to Germany and build his career. Yeah, Ben. Yeah, he improved. Yeah, that's a good fight right there. So, salute to Ben though. Then you had Babbage versus Little. Alan Babbage is just a fun fighter. He's a fun ass fighter, bro. He coming to fight. It ain't no no secret about what he about to do. And Little has been his best condition of his career, and he got ran through in like 3 rounds. So it is what it is. Babbage want to fight his countryman Herkovic. You know what I'm saying? So hey, make it happen. Shoot. Um, Worley versus Larte. I mean, good performance by Worley. Second round knockout, so he knocked him out faster than the bar did. So we like those little stats right there. But he boxed well. He landed a nice right hand over the top. He hurt Larte with a jab before that. You know what I'm saying? So that's another heavyweight prospect right there. Um, Babbage and Worley is managed by Dylan White. So hey, he got it their career. Then he had other prospects on the card, man. You know what I'm saying? So you know how UK do. But I was impressed with Conor Ben though. That was a good performance. Then that same day, November 21st, you had Fortuna versus Lozada. Fortuna is a tough out at 135 pounds. He's tricky. He can punch. He can fight different styles. He can fight dirty if he if he need to. He know how to survive. He's very tricky. I don't think he can beat those young guys. Well, I think he can beat them, but I wouldn't favor him over those young guys. But I like him. I like Fortuna. Um, he fought Lozada, who was the guy that stopped Verdejo. You know what I'm saying? A couple years ago, he gave him his first loss, stopped him late. But Fortuna didn't have no problem. Now I know that's what I'm saying. Triangle theories, right? But sometimes you have to compare them with the competition. He didn't give Fortuna no trouble. Now Fortuna is an action fighter and a fun fighter because he got a lot of flaws too. You know what I'm saying? When he punches his head straight up in the air, and he like to bang with you. You know what I'm saying? He dropped us out in the first round, and then he just beat on them until the referee stepped in. So I want to see what's next with Fortuna. I know his team was like they want the Devin Haney fight, which I think is a good fight. Good fight for Haney in his career right now. Fortuna loses the top opposition. He gets shook. I mean, did he for real? Think about it. I know he lost to he got stopped by Jason Sosa late in that fight. He was winning that fight. I think he hurt Sosa early in that fight too. But the Robert Easter fight, did he get dropped? I think he got dropped in that fight. But I thought he pulled that fight out, in my opinion. So I don't know. I might disagree with you, bro. That he got shook against the top competition because Easter was struggling in that fight. He had Easter flustered, and maybe you could have gave it to him. It was something happening in that fight where was it a knockdown or did Fortuna lose a point? I can't remember off top, but he would give it Easter all he wanted. You know what I'm saying? So I think he gonna give those young guys a tough fight too. I don't know. I just don't trust. Okay, I feel you. I know he do. He is vulnerable. He keep his head straight in the air when he punching the combination. So if you step with him, you know what I'm saying, you can be able to hurt him. But he's just fun, and he gonna make you work. So I think that's a good fight for Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at it. All right. All right, on to this one. Uh what's his name? Nathaniel thing? I can't pronounce his name. Wayn, you know what I'm saying? 50, he was 54. No, he got his first loss, man. My man right here, Pena, he all boxed him. It was a good competitive fight though. Um some say that Wayn could have held his title, but I thought my man kind of all worked him a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Worked him, you know what I'm saying? It was a little bit sharper. But my man is 54-1 now. You know what I'm saying? Lost his title. I know the running joke is they call him TBE. Just to poke fun at Floyd Mayweather, but his career ain't nowhere close. You know, so I think he ain't fight that many world champions and stuff like that. And so it was just something to poke fun, but he loses his title. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he was talking about retire. He retired in the summer, then he came back. And whenever you hear something like that, that's not really good to hear as a boxing fan. Even though I thought he did perform well, he didn't get dominated. He just probably got a little bit out quick or something like that. But hey, it is what it is. It was a nice run. I don't know what he's gonna do next. He signed with Golden Boy. Let's see. TBE. TBE. All right, so we get into this was all these fights right here. Next upcoming fights I'm about to talk about is all last weekend. Tony Yoka versus Christian Hammer. This was on ESPN Plus. Um, like in the day, whatever. I mean, this was a tough fight for Yoka. I mean, he dominated in rounds. He won every round. He ain't losing a round, but it was a tough fight, like grinding out fight. He broke his hand in this fight. Hammer was just rough and tough, and he really wasn't giving him too much. So Yoka basically all worked. I mean, Yoka is a good prospect, good up and coming guy. He fit right in there with Dubois and Joyce. You know what I'm saying? He kind of fights small. He don't fight tall like a big man. He kind of crouches down. He like to put some hurt on you. But this is a good learning fight for him. Good learning fight for him. He really couldn't display all the offensive skills that he have in this fight because it's so rough and rugged. But this is a fight that you need a good hard 10 rounds, and this he got an IBF ranking, I believe. So this probably push him up when the new rankings come out next week. So you know what I'm saying, good little performance. This is a learning fight. You know what I'm saying. So um, let's see what we got. All right, so Jacobs versus Rosado. This fight card right here. So I'm gonna run it down. So to go, you know what I'm saying, he was one of the guys I was thinking this he's still in the run to get the Devin Haney fight. It all depends on what happens. If Devin Haney, which I really doubt that he's gonna get Tank, Ryan Garcia or Teofimo next. So I think this is kind of smart for the zone to put Tago on the card because he can't be a future opponent. If you don't get these big fights, you still got to eat. And he's a top 10 opponent. So hey, but to go, he fought Mason Menard. You know, pretty much what I expected. I know people haven't seen Tego, so they'll probably rip him up and say, "Oh, he was trash," and he ain't gonna stand a chance with Devin Haney. And I don't think he beat Devin Haney myself. But you call him trash and you never seen him fight. I hear a lot of that. So I seen him fight a couple times. He's a good boxer. I thought he could have been a little bit more aggressive. I thought he was when he got aggressive, he was doing better. You know what I'm saying, as a boxer. But I mean, he basically this was like one of those fights where he won and stuff like that. But I thought he could have did better. You know what I'm saying? Mason Menard was doing okay. He said trash fight. Um, they were just collecting a paycheck. I feel you. Oh, not Jacobs again. Yeah, but so Tego get the victory. So I mean, he may get the Devin Haney fight. You know what I'm saying? We'll see how stuff work. Nikita Bobby versus Maddox. I mean, I'm not too much high on Bobby, man. I think you can tell that he's not taking his craft seriously. His last couple performances been really low. You know what I'm saying? Just being honest. He's a flashy kid. He really one dimensional. He looked for the big right hand, and he can get all box. Once he gets somebody that can all box, like that can push him back and put some pain on him, he gonna lose. He gotta go back to the drawing board, man, for real. Wasn't a really good performance to me. You know what I'm saying? It's been online with his last couple performances, so he gotta tighten up. Uh Majidov, the heavyweight, I mean, he put a beat down on Delgado. I mean, Delgado came in the ring 30, 40 pounds, heavier than his previous fight. And, he shouldn't have been in the ring. He came in 291. I mean, that starts with the trainer, the promoter, the manager, all the way down. Like, if I'm like, I don't understand how you don't see this guy is not in no shape. And he's facing a guy with a lot of amateur experience. So Maladov got him up out of there. He beat him up, stopped him. That shit could look kind of scary because my man was standing up, eyes rolled back in the back of his head. So, I mean, we don't need to see nothing like that in the sport. You know what I'm saying? Just be honest. He said, I enjoyed the kid's fight. Definitely needs to work. Now, I really didn't like it. I'll be honest, but I feel you. I ain't like it. I ain't like that fight. I felt like, but even though he's green or whatnot as a pro, he got a lot of amateur experience. I felt like he didn't even use his jab. He didn't even use it. Like that's like the basic thing to do. I felt like I think after the first round, second round, he felt like, well, this guy, he's kind of tricky. He was getting touched with the jab at long range, and he just started resort back to his normal shit, trying to just walk him down and throw big punches. Once he step up, he gonna lose if he don't fix that. I think Clay Collier, the kid, the MMA kid that's fighting on Top Rank, he beats Bobby right now. He might stop him, in my opinion. So then we move on to Lucinov versus Ndongo. I mean, Lucinov coming, he fall in that same line with the other two welterweight prospects I talked about. Stanonis, you know what I'm saying, had a good performance early in the month. Then you had Conor Ben over from Mella, and then Ella Lucinov. Good performance. He got Ndongo up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Ndongo not supposed to be at this weight. You know what I'm saying? He been not stopped. We know he never been the same since Bud. And he just, you know what I'm saying? He just a journeyman. If he gonna stay in the sport, he gonna be a journeyman. He gonna get stopped by a lot of up and coming fighters. But Yusinov looked good. He was fast on the counter. He dropped him in the first round, and then he got him up out of there second round. Shoot. And Dungo quit. He walked off. You know what I'm saying? So I want to see what Eladusinov do. Keep him busy. You know what I'm saying? They can put him back on the card in December. The Triple G card. Well, him and Triple G don't rock together like that. But put him on. They can put him on another card. Like the kid, he should stay busy. You know what I'm saying? Olympic gold medalist. So we'll see. He said the kid just got this power shot. Yeah. No jab. No jab, none of that. But Dan Jacobs versus Rosado. I mean, I didn't really expect too much out of this fight anyway. I didn't think it was gonna be that bad, but I didn't expect Jacobs to blow him out. Because Rosado can box. He can box, yo. And I've seen it before. And I kind of figured he was going to do the same thing. I thought I said this fight gonna be like Rosado versus Quillen, but it wasn't even like that. You know what I'm saying? Rosado won this fight to me. I thought he won 7 rounds to 5, but a lot of those rounds was kind of hard to score because they really wasn't doing nothing. I think these guys landed, I don't know, it was under 50 punches like together in like 6 rounds or something like that. It was crazy. Danny Jacobs, to me, he just lost the love for or something. Something is off. You know what I'm saying? He's already a guy with low ring IQ. So for him to lose the like maybe the love of the game or the passion of boxing. I mean, that's like a double. Like to me, I feel like them guys are just they knew that they was gonna get the decision. So they was just I ain't say he was playing around, but he didn't do nearly enough to win that fight, in my opinion. Rosado just kept it basic. He was out jabbing him. He won't. He whenever Jacobs decided to get close, he'll back up and he'll counter him. I mean, he was doing everything he wanted, but it wasn't like Rosado was just dominating. But I feel like he should have got the victory. Now, as far as the robbery, it's a robbery if you look at the situation of the fighters. You know what I'm saying? You got Rosado coming to the fight with 12 losses, and he's not he. I don't even think he have a promoter. You know what I'm saying? He go on the road, get losses. He'll fight anybody, right? And then Jacobs is just, he been like been in a lot of high profile fights. So, and he came in as a superstar or self-proclaimed superstar. So it's a robbery at when you look at it like that. But if you take away all that shit, I won't call it a robbery per se because that fight was close. It was hard to score the rounds. I'm not even gonna lie. I stopped scoring them. I was just ready for this shit to be over with. I'm not even gonna lie. But I felt like Rosado should have got the victory though. So now I don't know where Rosado go. Do he stay in the sport and become a journeyman? Because if he's not gonna get this victory over this guy, when clearly I thought he won. Well, I ain't gonna say clearly, but I thought he won. He's not gonna get no victories. You know what I'm saying? No close victories. So do he stay in the sport and be a journeyman and be fed to these young up and coming killers, or do he just I don't know. And then Jacobs, you know what I'm saying? He a free agent now. So what he gonna do off that performance? You know how boxing is. It's all about what you did lately and stuff like that. Sure, he can bounce back from this if he commit himself to the sport of boxing. You know what I'm saying? But it don't look good from the aspect that you're a free agent. You're supposed to put yourself in demand to get bigger fights, and really you lost. So we'll see, man. We'll see. He said Rosado got robbed. I feel you. Lozada versus Belink. Man, I don't even want that fight. Oh, you said Royal Royal Rumble. Nah, I don't want them to give it to him. What's good, Ron Finkley? What's good? What's putting them paws on Max, man? He look bad. Clay Collier beats him. Jacobs can fight in the basement. Um, he may go sleep early. He made me go to sleep early. Yeah, yeah. That fight was boring. Yeah, that fight was boring. But yeah, man. On to the next, man. You know what I'm saying? Jacobs got to tighten up, bro. He got to do better. All right, where I'm at. All right, so this is like the big headline of the weekend. You know what I'm saying? Joyce versus Dubois. Now going to this fight, you had a lot of predictions everywhere. I mean, um, to me, this fight wasn't hard to break down. Honestly, it's Dubois early, Joyce late. Really simple. Um, but Joyce, he showed that he has a nice. Well, he proved that he have a nice jab, and I said before he has decent feet, and that's what basically won him the fight. Basically, his feet and the jab, because he was throwing that jab because of his feet was giving. He was faint. He won't really faint, but it was just tricky than what you expect. And the ball couldn't get out of the way of the jab. You know what I'm saying? He had some decent rounds. I only gave the ball 2 rounds, 2, 5, and 6. You know what I'm saying? But they two judges had him winning, you know what I'm saying? And we all know that he quit, you know what I'm saying? Now, is it a quit where I understand why he quit because his eye was swelled up and you know what I'm saying that was crazy. He wanted to live to fight another day. So I understand that. I get it. So he shouldn't get too much criticism, but he will. It's boxing. You're gonna get criticism regardless of what you do. But Joyce put on a good performance, man. He's strong. He has a good jab, and he has a great chin. He was getting hit with some shots, and he didn't falter. He didn't get hurt, nothing like that. And he dominated Joyce. I mean he dominated the ball. I thought Joyce would win this fight late. You know what I'm saying? Because I know like just watching his fights before, I know Joyce got a good engine and he could come on late. He been late before. He fought like it's like sometimes it makes sense. Like some in boxing, there's the sport that sometimes don't make no sense, but sometimes it can make perfect sense. Because you have Joyce that has the amateur pedigree. Even in the pros, he left the UK, signed with PBC, and had some fights on the PBC side of the street, and he gained some experience. He fought Brian Jennings, he fought Stavern, got some experience. He came over here, fought on the pay per view. You know what I'm saying? So he's kind of more seasoned. You know what I'm saying? He didn't stay in the comfort of the matchmaking of Frank Warren. So Dubois is a good fighter, but he was made to look good. Not to knock him. He gonna do what he gotta do. But you know what I'm saying? If you look at all this stuff together, the fights and everything, it was pretty easy pick for me. You know what I'm saying? They was gonna rob Joyce, so I'm kind of glad he won by knockout anyway, because there's no way my man was up. They I seen one scorecard. They had the bar up like 7 rounds to 2. That's crazy. Um, he said Berlinger, Benavidez. Yeah, that I mean, I don't know if Berlinger ready for that yet, but that'd be a big fight. They both stay undefeated. Yeah, Dubois. I done ate crow on this one. It's all good. You ate crow too? Yeah, it's cool. I gotta give Joyce props though. I agree with both judges. I don't know. I ain't have the bar winning, man. Because the bar will start off those rounds fast, and then he won't do nothing for the next 2 minutes. Like I can't give a guy no round, but like that, it looked good. It looked fun. Like he'll throw a combination, get Joyce off balance, and then he get his head popped back for the rest of the round. I got to give it to Joyce. He beat him with the jab, and the rounds that they put that was like I would listen to the commentary. Man, he was off too. Cause I was seeing the bar start off a round, throw a combination, and then he won't do nothing else the rest of the round except get his head popped back. So I couldn't really give him that. Joyce versus Herkovic is more competitive than Usyk versus Joyce. To be honest, Joyce is not ready. Um, maybe he's not, but at his age, hey, why not? Um, I think Joyce can do well in those fights because I mean he got something. He got two things gonna keep him in the fight. He got a good jab. Well, three. He got a good jab, great chin to me, and he got a good engine. So if you slow down, like if Usyk slowed down like he slowed down against Chisora, and big old Joe Joyce is moving forward, because Joe Joyce, that's the first time he really fought like that. He always use a good jab to get inside, but he want to get in there and bang with you. So if you stop, then that's Joe Joyce. He'll throw a lot of wide shots. So I don't know. I probably would favor most of those guys over Joe Joyce, but why not? He's 35 years old. I had Joyce up 3. Yeah, I had Joyce up 6 rounds to 3. He only chance of winning and knocking him out. I went live earlier and said Joyce ain't even nearly top 5 yet. Who's top 5? Who you got top 5 in what heavyweight division? When I say top 5, I didn't consider Usyk. Okay, Joyce has one of the best jabs. Yeah, he do. Yeah, that's a good fight. Usyk got the advantage because he got good movement. He'll make Joyce miss a lot, but yeah, man. Also on this card, Jack Catterall, you know what I'm saying? He got a victory, so he keep his mandatory spot for Jose Ramirez. So, you know what I'm saying? That's a little side note. But yeah, that was a decent night, a decent weekend of boxing. You know what I'm saying? We looking forward to December. which gonna be pretty decent. Excuse me, I'm gonna see can I run it off top. I know this week you got 3 cards. I think 4 cards. I did some videos about it, little preview video. Thursday you got the Ring City Boxing, Brandon Adams versus Derbyson. That's on NBC. Um, what else we got? That's the third. No, actually, I gotta go back one. The second, you got MTK Global card on ESPN Plus. It's the Golden Contract, Jazzy Dickens versus Ryan Walsh. So that's all those fights on that card right there. It's like 50-50 fights. So I know a lot of people they really don't check for fights like that. They gotta they wait for the Spence card, which I'm gonna do. I'm gonna talk about that tomorrow. But everybody is more so on that. But I'm a little different. I like to watch all of them. If I can get it, if I can find it on TV, I'm watching it. If somebody send me a stream, I'm watching it. That's how I learn about the sport and learn about these fighters, especially if I see this fighter on a smaller card, and then let's say he get a title opportunity, I can break that fight down. Ryan Walsh, they Ryan Walsh and Dickens, they got high rankings in the WBO. So what if one of those guys gets scheduled to fight Navarrete? You feel me? I already got the fight broke down already. You pass it to me on the panel, boom, I kill that shit. You feel me? Because I already know him. So that I like to. That's just me keeping my shit sharp. I like watching all the fights. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna catch me slipping. If you do, it's gonna be a rare day. AJ, Fury, Wilder, Pavek, and White. Okay. I'm only watching Spence and Danny card. That's what's up. You probably stream that. You're not gonna buy it though. I know you're not gonna buy it. If you buy it, post your receipt. You know what I'm saying? I know you're not gonna buy that shit. But what was I? Okay, that's the second. So you got the MTK card on the second, Ring City Boxing on the third, NBC, and the fourth you got Billy Joe. He's coming back, fighting Martin Murray. That's on the Zone. You know what I'm saying? Interesting. You know what I'm saying? See how he looked. We seen Dan Jacobs last week. We'll see how he looked. And then you got Spence. You got Spence and Danny. Don't forget about Anthony Yard versus Lyndon Arthur. You know what I'm saying? That's a good fight right there. So it's a stack weekend. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know, like my man said, he only looking for a Spencer Danny card, but beyond that, it's a lot of fights. It's a lot of fights this week. And then next week, you got AJ and Pulev. You got Shakur and Tokokan Clary. Berlinger supposed to be on that card. Some other prospect. I think Baron Rodriguez. You got another card. You know what I'm saying? The 17th, you got the zone card from Italy. You got Triple G on the 18th. You got Rain City Boxing on the 17th again with Charles Conwell. The 19th, you got Canelo. Like it's a lot of boxing this month, bro, and a lot of stars coming back. AJ, Triple G, Canelo. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, if you like a real big boxing fans and like really like to watch the fights, I mean, I think this is gonna be a good month for you. For real. I'm looking forward to all of it. Like for example, Humming Choi, she's a WBA champion at 130 pounds, the best division in women's boxing. She's fighting on Triple G undercard. I know a lot of people like, who the hell is that? You know what I'm saying? But she's been champion since 2008, something like that. 2 division world champion, been champion for like 12 years. Um, she got like a nice little story. If you really follow her background, she was born in North Korea, but then she had to escape and she went to South Korea and then she got her pro career. So she's been real inactive. She just signed with Eddie Hearn. So he trying to make some big fights over there, stuff like that. So I'm interested to see how she look fighting in America for her first time. You feel me? I want to see how she look. That's type of shit I look forward to. You know what I'm saying? This weekend's fight, you got a guy named Zach Parker. He won the WBO mandatory for Billy Joe Saunders. He fighting on the undercard. He fighting a guy named Cesar Nunez, who Belinga stopped him in the first round, and then Faizabu stopped him late. So shit like that. That's what I like. Like I ain't really. Like this Spence and Danny card, even though I'm gonna watch it and whatever, I ain't really so much hyped about it because I already know what it is. Everybody talk about it. So I'd be more interested like if I hear people talk about some shit that I don't, you know what I'm saying, that's under the radar. I think that's more better for me because we already know. And then of course I'm gonna do a live stream tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? You guys welcome. I appreciate you guys coming through. But I'm gonna talk about the whole card, Danny versus Spence going down. Talk about the whole thing, what's going on around it. You know what I'm saying? Quick note though, let me see. What do you say? Who said I was buying it? I know. I know. But you gotta support. That's if that's the only card that you're gonna watch, you should buy it, right? You know what I'm saying? You can save your money. You didn't buy Tyson shit last week, did you? At this point, I'm only watching the big cards because I'm so busy. Oh, I bet I feel you. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah. So it's what I was gonna say? It was something else. Oh yeah. There's some quick notes. So Thomas Delorme, you know what I'm saying, he tested positive for COVID. Him and J Rock. J Rock was supposed to fight December the 26th against Dennis Hogan. His stuff was like under the radar. He was keeping it quiet, but they were supposed to announce that this week. But he got COVID, so that's gonna push that back a couple weeks, maybe the end of January. Um, and then Delorme, he supposed to fight Boots on December 19th. So they still trying to work that out. But the replacement opponent is Chris Van Heerden. He signed with PBC over the summer, so he might step in and fight Boots. Van Heerden was going to step in to fight Lipinets, but then they chose Clayton. So I guess he been training. So that's a little underrated note right there. Um, said Usyk versus Parker. You'll pay for that. Bet that's what's up. Yeah. So yeah, man, it's gonna be a good little weekend. I mean, we got boxing on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, bro. All week. Like you can't even beat that. Yeah. Well, that's they trying to work it out. They're trying to see if Delorme, if it's like a false negative or something like that. And if he's out, they're gonna put in Chris Van Heerden. And we remember him um from sparring with Conor McGregor, and then he lost to Earl Spence at middleweight when Earl Spence fought him at middleweight. You know what I'm saying? That's a news. I know you probably like Earl fought at middleweight. Yes, Earl weighed in at 156, like in a quarter. Van Heerden weighed in at 154 and some change. That's middleweight. That's not that's not 54. You know what I'm saying? That's how nobody can really mess me in these debates. Because they don't really pay attention to detail like that. So they'll just say something because they heard somebody else say it. But when you go look at it and you go and then you watch the fights for real, and you look at everything, and you be like, oh shit, he fought at middleweight. That's middleweight. It's middleweight all day. But you know what I'm saying? I keep that in the hip pocket. I'll be ready for a debate on call. You know what I'm saying? But I can't get no smoke, so it's all good. I would also pay for. Man, that's gonna be on. That's gonna be free. That's not gonna be no pay per view. No time soon. So it's all good. I'm about to get up out of here, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button if you haven't. Subscribe if you haven't. You can follow me on Twitter. Scrolling across, you know what I'm saying? I'll be going crazy over there. Instagram, you know what I'm saying? Dropping news, and it's all good, man. I appreciate it. So y'all have a good one. Make sure you guys check out those fights. I'll be back tomorrow with another live stream talking about Earl Spence and Dan Garcia. So that's my time, and I'm out.